Like, I always thought it was funny when these videos start off like a montage of killing bosses. Like, my stuff never goes out smoothly, but I still get it done, you know? But I'm not one to break with traditions, so I'll show you a bit of that and kind of talk about some things so you know it. So, Luminary is an impressively strong class. You can invest into it. The problem with it is the progression for it is terrible. It feels awful at times, then you get over the hump and everything feels great. But it can be really brutal. So my first recommendation is you get used to not having an optimal setup. It's gonna be on you a little bit. It's gonna be on the Mercs a bit. It's gonna be on Luminary a little bit. Just prepare for that. Like in this fight, I found out that mercenaries have their own skill trees kinda, and he has resolute techniques, so none of my crit matters. This is like the most nuanced, interesting, like endless kind of investing kind of builds that I've ever seen, and I'm all about it. But yeah, let's go into, like I said, let's go into some stuff. First off, you're gonna make yourself really tanky, and you're gonna use like Flame Link, or I believe it's Destructive Link, the one that gives you crit to them. I went Flame Link because I wanted to actually run like block, because I think it's the strongest defensive layer. And typically, if you're doing the crit one, you're running Trippin' on, which is also at one point it was like 10 divines on Xbox, so that was awful. Yeah, here you go. So this is the Merc I was using, and yeah, that's the no crits. And yeah, also I love this pirate sword. I think it's the best thing. Basically, we're just stacking like percentage damage on the entire build. That's kind of how we're doing everything. We're doing like attack speed or cast speed and percentage damage. And I find that works out really well, and I haven't had to do anything else. This lets you get into your mercs early. Personally, I would go a spell merc. I got stuck trying to use the bow one or the kineticist at like tier 6, 7. It felt awful because again, progression is a pain. But spell mercs, they get a lot of good added damage, and your flame link is going to help with that. And they're actually pretty okay. Like, this is just running the Mark one that I liked. I used it to get, well, actually, to my Void Stones and everything else. And I'm using it to farm up to get different parts I need. Again, I'm playing in like a semi-SSF, like inflated price fixing economy. It's awful, but I was able to progress because of the spell mercs. So when you're starting out, start with them. Alright, and then from there you can diversify and specialize, which is kind of the name of the game you're playing this build. Now the end out is eventually you're going to go into like a multi-shot or a kineticist, somebody who can like clear like crazy. I think they like have super high top end, so there's something you can really invest in properly. For me, I like the multi-shot a little better because like chaining, bouncing around, I think it's cool. Again, no lion's eye, no different things like that, so I have to use what I can. So I'd say I'm like a middle investment right now, and it's just slightly better for me than a arc spell mark. But it's gonna have a much better, like, a higher cap. So when you're playing Luminary, again, spell marks initially, get your progress, get your money, and then if you get to the end of things, you're gonna use one of these range characters, and it's gonna be crazy. Like, it's gonna feel pretty good, but not for a very long time. So I farmed a ton of mercs, and it's hard to get a good one, and I made a video for that, and I'll attach it at the end of this one. But I tried a lot of things. It is almost impossible to get a perfect one, so be ready for that. So we're gonna get to the build itself. I'm running Anime Guardian. These are the best uniques I can get for it to make sure it doesn't die, and I do some like Gravebind, Legacy Fury shenanigans, where if you kill something with Scorch, it kind of spreads an AoE, and it's been really nice. It kind of helps with my clear, especially if I'm running the melee mark to try to get to the bosses. So we do Animate Guardian Smiting, and our full setup is actually to kind of support, make sure our minions don't die, because we don't invest very heavily into them. So we're running like 3 Spectres, right? And this is the only wheel we're using for that. And I'm using a perfect like Forest Guardian guy who gives you Onslaught, the Frenzy Charge Chieftain, and a Pain Artist, but I'll need to swap that out now that I know differently. My staff is basically how I'm getting all my levels, plus Pragmatism. There are certain uniques that are really, really good, like Rot Mothers, for example. I think it's best in slot. It's like you're gonna Chaos Cap off it, max res. It's just really, really nice, right? From there, we're going to grab Lori's Lanterns because we're going low life, and that's just a lot of light radius and just good resistances, some movement speed. It's fantastic. I believe you can get up to level 40 Flame Link. This is what I got, and it's been fantastic. That's where all your damage comes from. Now, now that I know different things, I need to roll all my flask again, because this belt makes your flask apply to your Merc, and it's really strong. But I'm running Wind Streaks because most Mercs come with a curse, and you want to apply an additional one, so usually elemental weakness and flammability. But if you cast a curse, they won't use theirs, so they have to go first, and then you have to go second. Also, as you're leveling up, War Cries can heal your Mercs too. It's a great way to get some sustain. And yeah, we're just going max block and like that. As far as the build goes, I'm going to be investing in that sword forever. I'd like to get one of these helmets, but they're 15 divine right now, so that's why I'm running the Vols. I will probably do something different later. My whole reason why I started Styles is because Nyctas were 10 divine at league start, and now I gotta invest into block capping because it's amazing. I think block is the best defense in the game. So yeah, just to recap on things, go spell Merc early. Your range Mercs are your top end, and melee is for a single target. And I'll just add some extra videos here. And they'll be about how I farmed up Mercs and about the sword I'm using for my melee Merc. So thank you for watching. Guys, I gotta tell you about the coolest sword in the game. I just got one for the first time, and it's getting a little weird. First off, I bought a ton of them to kind of see what you can do with it. You can just chaos spam them, and from there you can choose one of 4 different copies. So you can really hunt for modifiers you want. You can essence craft them too. It's less mods, but it is really cool. Then you can influence them. I use Warlords because I'm going to use it on a Flame Link Mercenary. So I was looking for Fire Pen. And yeah, and if you don't get that, guess what? You could just chaos spam it again. It's really cheap. It's 700 of the green Ghost Flame thing. It offers a lot of utility. I saw additional strikes. I've seen +1 proj. There's just a lot of stuff there. So I am so excited, and I hope that you guys get to try it out. Some people are asking me how I'm farming Mercs, and I run this tree, just stacking shrines and sulfur buffs, and then this node to reduce their life. I buy white maps in bulk, and then I just speedrun it, hitting every shrine and little sulfur node on the way there, and that gives me enough power to kind of do the fights. They will nuke you down sometimes, there's nothing you can do about that. But for the most part, you can, if you don't have any scarabs and stuff like that, you just want to run, you can do this. I do red ulcer farm afterwards, because after you get the warrant, that new Merc will travel with you. So you can go and maybe boss rush or something else real fast. If you want to see what build I'm playing, I do have a video on my channel going over it. But yeah, have fun and good luck, because it's going to take a while to get the right one.